And I love New Mexico living. New Mexico is where I love to be.
Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Monica Wiki.
Yeah, and I'm Logan Raider, and this is New Mexico Living. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I know we did.
We had a very busy, full, fun
It
weekend.
was busy between the ALS New Mexico Ice Bucket Challenge
Yep.
to golfing Twin Warriors. That ate my lunch.
I got
And
to see Tom Segura last night.
That was fantastic in front of an intimate crowd.
That
at
was the craziest thing. I'll spare you all the details because it's kind of a long story. But yeah, Tom Segura did a set at Hyenas, which if you guys have not been to Hyenas in the Windrock Uptown Mall, guys, go check it out. It is a really, really cool special space. Very intimate, like Logan said. It's small. I think it's like max capacity of 130 or 160 people. Tom Segura has Netflix specials. He does arenas, and he was there in that small space and gave an absolutely killer performance.
Yeah,
I was crying.
They're bringing big
crying.
name
So
people,
funny.
comedians to that
So
place.
funny. So
glad
very cool.
you got to be
Yeah,
a
that
part
was
of that.
special.
And now there's something we want to talk about that is going to be amazing,
Mm-hmm.
right? This is a first of its kind thing. Break it down for me.
Okay, yeah, so for the first time ever at the State Fair, on the first Sunday of the State Fair, they are hosting what they're calling Soundwave New Mexico. So
Yes.
Soundwave New Mexico is this local, it's inaugural, it's the very first year, like Logan said, and it is highlighting nothing but local artists and musicians from right here in the Land of Enchantment.
It's a
So that's-
festival.
It's the festival, right? So that's it's one day, one festival. That's the poster right there. You can see the lineup. You've got Sister Baby, Slums of Harvard, Isaac Aragon and the Healing. You've got Hooks and the Huckleberries, Charlie Overby, Defy, and Ryan McGarvey as your headliner for the evening. So we've been talking with Dan Morning out at the State Fair with Expo New Mexico for a few weeks now. Ty over there with his team as well about how to just kind of make this event as big as it possibly can be. But I think at the end of the day, what's making it as big as it possibly can be is the fact that there is not really another event like this here in New Mexico that specifically highlights and showcases all of the local talent that we have.
All local.
Yeah.
All local. We're familiar with a lot of those names on that list. I know you're familiar with one really, really well. This is going to be a blast, guys, at one of the most iconic venues you can find. Tingley Coliseum.
Yeah.
I have some facts about Tingley Coliseum. I kind of wanted to read some of them to you guys, all right? Tingley's been open since 1957. Can you believe that? 1957. Holds 9,286 people. And oh my gosh, the history behind this place is nuts. The performers in this place are crazy. Elvis Presley, Tina Turner, Kiss, Metallica, the Doobie Brothers, Willie Nelson, Prince, Fleetwood Mac, Ozzy Osbourne, Bon Jovi, Aerosmith, Shakira, Janet Jackson, Bob Dylan. Should I keep going?
Elton John, Rush.
Lionel Richie, Rush, Van Halen, AC/DC, Billy Joel, Journey. My goodness, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
Yeah, before they kicked out Neil Young.
These bands and these musicians have all performed at Tingley Coliseum.
Which I think just, it says something about the venue. I feel like if you are a native New Mexican or you have lived here for an extended period of time, you have likely seen a show at Tingley. And to have a venue like that in the heart of our city that has played host to some of the most prolific and transformative bands that we have seen over the last few decades in some of their prime, like you said, it opened in 1957.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So these were not like, oh, it's the 45-year reunion tour.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Some really, really incredible names. The Floyd Mayweather thing was nuts.
Yes, Floyd Mayweather. If you guys don't know, Floyd Mayweather, pound for pound, the greatest boxer of all time. He had 50 professional boxing matches, and he won all 50 of them, 27 by knockout. So more than half of those fights, he was knocking his opponent out. His second fight in his undefeated career was at Tingley Coliseum.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
That's amazing.
Floyd Mayweather Jr., the greatest pound for pound boxer of all time, had his second career professional match at Tingley Coliseum.
And Tingley Coliseum used to also be the home of the Ty Murray Invitational, which is now at the Pit. But yeah, it used to be there for many, many years.
Fun fact, it also hosted the Miss USA pageant back in 1987.
I mean, how fun is that? That
Come
we've got
on.
such a storied venue, right? I think a lot of times people kind of poo-poo a little on New Mexico, like, well, we can't ever get any big names because we don't have a big enough venue. And it's
Wrong.
like, wrong. Like, we've had incredible acts come through here. And I think Tingley just kind of stands as this very historic space of a celebration of music. And so the fact that we are now having this hyper-local inaugural music festival on September 7th, highlighting just some of, and I mean, how hard to pick from like the depth of talent that we have here, right? To pick those, to narrow it down, but they're all kind of a little different. They all do something a little bit different.
Yep.
They're bringing a different sound, they're bringing a different energy, they're bringing a different presence. So they really are kind of just this great overview of all the talent that this state has. And what's really fun is they're doing Jam in the Van beforehand. So if you're not familiar with Jam in the Van, it's kind of like the Tiny Desk concerts. It's just the mobile version of that, right? So they're going to be outside Tingley, and they're going to have, so all those performers that you saw right there on that, on the poster.
Yeah, can we throw that flyer up? I want to see that flyer again.
So all those names, they're
There
actually
it
going to
is.
go do a set, or they're aiming to get all of them go do a set with Jam in the Van, and then people that hear this, that see this, are like, oh my gosh, I want to hear more of their music. It's like great, because right after their session at Jam in the Van, they're heading right on into Tingley to play their full set on the stage. So that's really kind of a fun way to get people involved and excited about music. And I think we talk about it a lot on the show, about what a gem this state is for multiple reasons, whether it be the culture, the history, the food, and I think the local talent is just another pillar to that.
Dan Morning, friend of the show, always talks
Love
about
Dan.
why do musicians got to go to Nashville to get their start? Why?
Yeah.
Why can't they stay here and get their start here and build their career here? We believe they can. There's so many talented musicians and bands right here in New Mexico, and how cool for them to get to put their talent on display at Tingley Coliseum, a venue that has played host to so many. Janet Jackson, my God, Elton John.
Did you name Willie Nelson?
Willie Nelson, Garth Brooks, you name it, guys. This venue has hosted these artists, and now we're going to get an entire music festival with just local bands, local musicians. And I'll tell you this right now, the variety of genre you're going to get here is incredible, guys. It's incredible. We are very familiar with a majority of these.
I feel like most of them
artists
have played on the show before.
Yes, and this is,
not all of
I'm
them.
telling you right now, you do not want to miss out on this. This is the inaugural Soundwave New Mexico Music Festival. Trust me, in 20 years, you're going to say, man, the 20th one, the 30th, the 40th. This is something we're going to do year in and year out. So cool that we get to be a part of this. Don't miss out, guys. It's going to be absolutely amazing. September 7th, doors are going to open at 11
for Tingley.
Music will start at 11:45.
Yes, and just to mention though too, the festival is free with the price of fair. So you just pay for your admission to the fair, and then you can go in and see the festival. It's not an additional ticketed item. So if you are just at the fair on Sunday, you get into the fair, and then you can just waltz on into Tingley Coliseum and see a really amazing show.
It is going to be so much fun. We're going to be out there for the entire thing. We want to pack the house for this, guys. Come out, enjoy this historic venue while enjoying the state fair, while getting to listen to some of New Mexico's best bands, up and coming, known as well. It'll be an amazing time.
Yeah, and I think too, any band like the ones that you just named on there, they all started where they were playing for 10 people in a club, and they just kept going. And it was the local people in the area that they were playing that came out and supported them and spread the word and just like supported everything, and like, do that for your local musicians here.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You have the opportunity
because
to
who
now.
knows when Hooks and the Huckleberries may just take off and be playing these big giant, and you could say, remember when I saw them here. Support your local musicians, support your local artists. Like, they matter, and they're making incredible, incredible content for us to enjoy. So.
It's going to be one rockin' time. We're talking from 11:45 a.m. all the way to 7 p.m. Do not miss out. September 7th. We're going to be talking about it on the show a bunch leading up to the event. And we're going to be bringing some of these bands onto the show as well to talk about them, talk about their stories, let them perform, give you a little teaser of what to expect.
It's going to be great.
Cannot wait. Soundwave New Mexico.
It's a good name, too.
Perfect name. Perfect.
Chef's Kiss.
Chef's Kiss. All right. Well, let's get into the show, guys.
Yeah, we also have a show.
We also have a program. We're going to be talking a lot about this. I'm going to convince you guys to come to this music festival. It's going to be a blast. But we do have a great show for you today, so let's get into things. After 4 decades of celebrating Native American culture, North America's largest powwow is coming to an end.
Speaking of something else that Tingley plays host to.
Yeah, this blew my mind. Organizers of the Gathering of Nations announced on their social media that next year's event will be their last. The annual celebration in Albuquerque has drawn in thousands of dancers and visitors from across North America and beyond, showcasing traditional song, dance, and art since its inception back in 1983. Now, organizers, they did not give a reason for ending the iconic event, but they encourage everyone to show up for next year's event at Expo New Mexico, which, according to the online poster, is being called The Last Dance. This is inside Tingley as well, yes? I couldn't believe that this was a thing, that this was becoming, that this is coming to an end.
This is
sad. This is such a culturally impactful and important event for so many Native Americans, right? And anyone alike to take part in this culture that's been around for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years.
Well, I just think too, this is like one space where you really can come and authentically see and experience and learn about the culture from those whose lives it is. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, it isn't actors portraying Indigenous people. It is Indigenous people showcasing their life, their culture, their importance to people, to anyone. You don't have to be Indigenous to go. You can be just anybody you want to go and learn about it. And so I'm actually like digesting this. I'm kind of sad about this.
Absolutely.
Like, I would like to know a reason. I feel like there is usually always a reason for something, and if they didn't want to share or, you know, for whatever it may be, but to end something like that, just kind of abruptly, it feels like, it's sad.
Yeah, so much cultural significance here that's now going away. It's going to be interesting to find out why they're removing this event, because like we said, it's just so important to so many people. You get one more opportunity.
Yeah, don't
miss out on that. The Last Dance, that's going to be a sight to see and something to experience for all. Seriously, don't miss out. Sad to see it go.
Yeah. All right, guys. If you are looking for something to do, here are some local events that are happening around New Mexico. If you are looking to enjoy some live music, you should head over to the Wantabo Branch Library on Wednesday. That's because they're hosting the AMP Concert series with Laura Ruggles. For those who don't know, she's a songwriter from the outskirts of the Tucson, Arizona area. She is known for her piano ballads and folk rock influences. If you do want to attend, it is happening Wednesday, August 20th, 5:30 p.m. Again, that's going to be at the Wantabo Branch Library, and it is free to attend.
If you also want to listen to live music, go to Soundwave New Mexico on September 7th at Tingley Coliseum. I'm going to say that all the time. Okay, this is going to be a great show also. You can attend that as well this Wednesday. Or for you creative people out there, you should head over to the West Side Artist Workshop. There you can take your own project and join them as they work on everything from spinning, sewing, knitting, drawing, embroidery, doll making, and cross-stitching. Just a whole lot of artsy stuff here going on. All skill levels are welcome. It is intended for ages 13 and up. If you do want to attend, it's going to be happening Wednesday, August 20th from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. This is a free event, and it's happening at the Central and Unser Branch Library. Cool stuff right there.
A lot of good stuff to look forward to. All right, everybody, we're going to give you a look inside our New Mexico Living Green Room.
Don't go anywhere. We got a lot more New Mexico Living headed your way right after the break.
Yep.
The County Line is the proud loft sponsor for New Mexico Living.
Welcome back, everybody. The Idaho Stop Law, also known as Stop as Yield, allows cyclists to treat stop signs as yield signs and red lights as stop signs when safe. Now, this law was recently adopted right here in New Mexico with the goal of keeping bicyclists safer on the roads. We all want that, right? So we are joined by bicycle education coordinator Eli Costco and Bike ABQ board member Eric Biederman, breaking down this newly adopted Idaho Stop Law and the reason we decided to bring it here. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Logan.
Okay, got to know about this. This is really, really interesting. The Idaho Stop Law. I kind of referenced it in the intro, but I want you guys to break it down for me. Idaho Stop Law, what is it?
Yeah, so the Idaho Stop Law, it's a new law where cyclists can treat stop signs as a yield sign, like you mentioned. So if you're approaching an intersection that has a stop sign, you come to a slowdown, assess the situation, look both ways. If there is no traffic coming and it's clear for you, you can proceed through that intersection.
Okay.
And then for a stop light, very similar, come to a stop, treat it as a stop sign. Assess the situation, look both ways. If it is clear for you, you can proceed through that intersection even if the light is still red.
Now, what were the laws before this? Whenever we came up to a stop sign or a stoplight, what was it like before the Idaho Stop Law was adopted?
Yeah, before you would just, the same thing as you would in a motorized vehicle, come to a complete stop, put your foot down, wait until it's your turn to go at a stop sign, at a stoplight, wait for it to turn green and proceed through there.
Yeah.
Okay, how is the Idaho Stop Law now making cyclists safer?
So it makes cycling safer through a few mechanisms. One is reducing exposure time at intersections. So anytime a cyclist is at or near an intersection, they are less safe. More than a quarter of all car versus bicycle collisions occur at intersections. Even just standing at an intersection waiting for a light to change can put cyclists in danger. So by reducing cyclist exposure time at intersections, the rate of crashes between cars and bicycles goes down.
Okay.
Another aspect is visibility. A moving cyclist is easier for a driver to see than a cyclist who's stationary.
Right.
So by maintaining momentum through a stop sign, they're going to be easier to spot, and a driver is less likely to strike them through inattention or just not seeing them.
Okay.
And then Also, cyclists basically just have more freedom to choose the safest time to go for them. By putting that power in cyclists' hands, the rate of crashes goes down, and the statistics bear this out. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has studied all the states that have implemented these stop as yield laws, and by now, with the addition of New Mexico, I believe it's 12 states plus Washington, D.C. In every one of those states, monthly crash rates were reduced by the implementation of these laws. We call it the Idaho Stop Law because Idaho was the first state to implement one. In the year after they implemented it, they saw a 15% reduction in cyclist injuries and fatalities at intersections.
It's amazing.
Delaware was number 2. They had a 23% reduction in crash rates.
Wow.
And they only have the stop sign portion of the law. They don't have the stop light portion of the law like New Mexico does. So we have the full law, but it really has demonstrated a significant improvement in safety every place it's been put into effect.
Yeah, the proof is in the pudding, right? It works. It's proven to work. What do cyclists and drivers need to know? I know there's the logistics with the law, but what do drivers behind the wheel need to know as well as cyclists on a bike?
Yeah, so as a cyclist, you need to know that you now have that power to choose. You can move through the intersection the safest way for you, and it's going to help reduce your energy output. That's one thing, that's a big benefit. As a driver, it's important to know that cyclists can do this. They're allowed to do this.
Yes.
And it's what's safest for them, and they're responsible for making the safe choice. And it's, you can just proceed as you would in a motorized vehicle and let the cyclist do what they need to do. And then the other entity here that needs to be aware is like law enforcement, traffic enforcement. This is a legal maneuver for cyclists to do, and they should be utilizing it in the safest way possible and as often as they can.
Absolutely. So a cyclist comes up to a stop sign, they treat that as a yield. They come up to a stop light, they treat that as a stop sign.
Right.
Look both ways, they can go, come to the stop sign, yield, make sure you're good to go, and then they can keep going. This is cool, and I love that it works too. We have proof that it works.
Absolutely.
What helped make this reality in New Mexico? How did we bring this here?
Yeah, this was a statewide effort by a number of bike advocacy organizations and some very forward-thinking legislators. So Bike ABQ teamed up with Bike Santa Fe, Velo Crucis, and other bike advocacy organizations from across the state. We assembled a team of expert witnesses to help on the legislative and testifying committee hearings. That included Alex Applegate with the Greater Albuquerque Active Transportation Committee, Lynn Pickard of Bike Santa Fe, and then I really want to give a shout out to Senator Antoinette Cedillo Lopez and Representative Pamela Herndon. They sponsored this bill in their respective chambers at the New Mexico State Legislature to help bring this into effect statewide. And we had great support from their staffs as well. Julia Radosevich and Clifford Rees, the legislative aides to Senator Cedillo Lopez, and Bronwyn Murray and Elise Taylor with Representative Herndon all did a fantastic job helping shepherd this through the process.
Yeah, forward-thinking legislators here, making bicyclists safer on the roads. That's the goal. It's worked, and it's going to work here too. We just got to make sure that we focus on what we're allowed to do and what we're not allowed to do, right? And drivers always stay vigilant. Bicyclists as well stay vigilant also. Where can we go to find out more about the Idaho Stop Law online?
Yeah, so,
Somewhere.
Bike ABQ, we have a lot of publications on our socials, our email newsletters. Reach out to Bike ABQ if you have questions about the law.
Gotcha.
And then, KRQ, of course, is airing a new ad that's highlighting the main aspects of the law for the public, and we're really grateful to have that out in the open now where people can learn from it. Absolutely. And then, of course, at Esperanza too, your educational campaign.
Yeah. I mean, every Monday, actually, we teach a safety course, and we're talking a lot about all the different traffic laws, and this is one of the things we're highlighting a lot to make sure that folks know what's coming on.
Lovely.
Yep.
Where can we go to find out more about that, what you're doing there?
Yeah, so Esperanza, we have a website as part of the city of Albuquerque. So really, if you just Google Esperanza, you're going to come up with us. And you can always call the shop, stop by the shop, something like that.
There we go. And if you want to find something, guys, you can't find it, just Idaho Stop Law. Type it in, you'll find it right there, all the information as well. Yep. Thank you so much for coming today, and thank you for what you guys are doing for the bicycling community. This is amazing stuff. Love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right. For more information on this entire interview, head over to krqe.com. Click on that New Mexico Living tab. Okay, coming up, providing an entry point to the outdoors for all who find themselves with any form of nature nerves. Nature Niños. New Mexico is doing just that by expanding access to the outdoors for youth and families. We're sitting down with Nature Niños talking about the work they do and the programs they offer, as well as highlighting how Newsenda Credit Union is supporting their mission. A lot to unpack here, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Albuquerque Florist is the proud Set Flowers sponsor for New Mexico Living.
Experiencing the beauty of the great outdoors, Nature Niños New Mexico works to expand access to the outdoors for our youth and their families who might not readily have access to it. So the goal is to build skills while growing the next generation of conservationists, land stewards, and recreationalists. So we are joined by the Executive Director of Nature Niños New Mexico, Sarah Candelaria, along with Sarah Keller from Nusenda Credit Union, talking all about the work Nature Niños New Mexico does and how Nusenda is helping to further their mission. The Sarah's in studio today. Thank you for being here today, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
Let's not waste any time. Nature Niños, this is a really incredible program that New Mexico has. For our viewers that may not be super familiar with what you do, Sarah, can you break down just kind of how Nature Niños New Mexico works with youth and their families to make nature more accessible?
Yeah, of course. So one of the core foundations of Nature Niños is to focus on community and helping each community throughout New Mexico to identify what barriers of access they're facing to spending time outside. Once we can identify those barriers, then we work with that community to find ways to mitigate those barriers and make sure families, kids, everyone has access to nature, not only because it's great, not only because we want to build those future stewards of our land, water, and wildlife, but because we want to be able to help families and youth really experience that social, emotional health and well-being of spending time outside.
I think that there is a very cathartic aspect to being outside, you know, and when we're talking about breaking down barriers, it's not like you're not able to walk outside. Is more structure to it than you know, just opening your front door and stepping out into your backyard. It's not a traditional environmentalist education though, but how do you implement nature into helping your youth and their families with their social and emotional health and development?
Yeah, of course. So environmental learning, of course, always interwoven in, right? We want kids to be able to understand the world around them, but it's hard to expect a youth to walk into a space, care about it, learn about it, and have the desire to protect it if they don't feel connected to it, right? So we want them to be able to go into these spaces, have activities that help them feel connected not only to themselves, but to their peers that are with them and to that space. We use activities that are CASEL aligned, meaning they're aligned directly to national standards for social, emotional health and well-being, providing those kids with this holistic approach of spending time outside, making them really see that there are other options when they feel stress and anxiety to be able to, you know, alleviate some of those feelings.
Absolutely, and also too, just building that respect for the outside, which I think is a huge component. How do you help educators and youth just include nature into their everyday wellness and well-being?
Right, so as an organization, we don't really just consider ourselves an organization, more so a partner truly in the community. So when we work with a school or another action group within the community, we really truly integrate ourselves into that space and make sure that we're not just showing up to provide these activities, we're showing up like all the time. Those kids know that our staff are mentors for them in life, not just in the outdoors. And with that, we're able to provide some of that curriculum that we have created that allows for teachers then to take it and say, hey, you know, Nature Niños isn't here, but we can still get outside during the day. We can take our math lessons outside. We can take our English lessons outside. You know, we can just go outside and eat lunch outside, because even just those small little interactions are just as helpful as the big ones that we're able to provide.
Yeah, and I think that's beautifully said, right? Any time outside, no matter how big or small, is going to be beneficial and make a positive impact for these kids, which is fantastic. Nusenda wanted to kind of be a part of this, talking about being community partners. What was it about Nature Niños that Nusenda really wanted to get behind?
So Nature Niños is one of our Community Rewards grant recipients, and we fund in 5 areas. 3 of those areas are healthcare, education, and environment and wildlife. And so when you look at the work that Nature Niños does, they're squarely aligned with 3 of the 5 areas that we are really actively working to partner and fund, and providing access to the outdoors through education, through safety, to New Mexico's young people is one of the most valuable lessons that we can provide. And so to be able to partner and support the work that they're doing is really valuable for us too.
Absolutely, and building those future generations of nature lovers, which is so key and something that we need. How has Nusenda's just partnership with you guys made that positive impact for what you guys are doing?
I mean, that's easy, right? Nonprofit organizations are always looking to do their work, and we can't do our work without the funding. So being able to have funding that, again, is so aligned to the work that we do. It's not like we had to create an additional project to use the funding. It bled right into the work that we beautifully do, which allows us to serve more communities, more schools, more kids are being able to have these consistent and regular interactions in the outdoors.
Just something that made sense then. Just a beautiful, beautiful fit, which is amazing. Sarah, for people that are watching this, other nonprofits that want to take advantage of the community grant application, how do they apply or get involved with that?
Sure, so Community Rewards grants are open right now They're through the Nusenda Foundation. The applications close on August 30th, so it's sneaking up on us quite quickly. Nusenda.org/foundation. All of the information is there. Again, we fund in 5 major impact areas: education, healthcare, environment and wildlife, the arts, community services and support. And we are looking for applications from Taos all the way into El Paso, Texas.
Oh, amazing. So not just the Albuquerque area, but statewide.
Statewide.
That is fantastic. That is really amazing. Where do we go online to learn more about Nature Niños?
NatureNiños.org. You can find us on our website. You can find us on social at Nature Niños on pretty much everything.
Beautiful, easy places to
Yeah.
find you. Ladies, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time today.
Thank you very much for having us.
Absolutely. Guys, for more information on everything we talked about, please head over to KRQE.com and click on the New Mexico Living tab. Stay with us. There is more New Mexico Living when we return. Don't go anywhere.
Goodwill of New Mexico is the proud coffee mug sponsor for New Mexico Living.
Revitalize your outdoor space. When it comes to patios, decks, and driveways, Stress Less Remodeling has you covered. They utilize the products Rubberstone and Vubastone, products that will take your space to a whole new level, which is something we all want. We are joined by Stress Less Remodeling spokesperson PJ Gerard, talking all about the products they offer and what makes the products so unique. PJ, welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Okay, 2 products I want to talk about in particular here, good for patios, driveways, decks. It's Rubberstone and Vubastone.
Yes.
Talk to me about what this product is and how it works.
Yes. So Rubberstone is a rubber material. Goes right on top of your existing surface. And then we have the Vubastone, which is a Spanish quartz, and again, goes right on top of that existing surface, just hand trialed on.
Okay, so there's no crazy demolition that's going on here then.
No.
It covers the existing patio, deck, driveway.
Yes, just how it is.
Interesting. Interesting. Rubberstone, let's talk about Rubberstone really quickly because there's a difference. You said one is quartz, correct?
One is Spanish quartz, yes.
Spanish quartz. Rubberstone, we've done stuff with Rubberstone in the past. Really interesting product here. Can you talk to me about the variety you have with Rubberstone? There's a lot of different colors and things you can do with Rubberstone. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so Rubberstone can go on pretty much any hard existing surface outside: patios, pool decks, driveways, walkways, and it comes in a wide range of colors, super customizable. You can even do logos. You can get pieces, those turtles that we featured, the owners had that, and then we just stuck it inside the Rubberstone. So you can really make it whatever you want to.
You can absolutely customize the Rubberstone surface to what's going to fit your needs, color, all of it. Is the Vubastone, is that customizable as well?
Not as much customizable. Okay. We can mix colors for you, and then we do have set colors, but not able to do like logos or anything like that.
Okay. Let's talk about now the safety features that come with these products,
yes.
because there are safety features with this
yes.
that are fantastic for kids, adults, older people, everyone. Talk to us about it.
So Rubberstone is going to be the one that has the main features in it. That rubber material allows it to be cooler to the touch, so great in the summer when you're walking on that pool deck and it is hot. Right. And then we also have slip resistant. So if there's water, you spill something, less likely to slip and fall. And if you do that, rubber has a little bit of cushion for that fall.
Which is so important, guys, for all of us, especially those out there who have parents. I got a 15-month-old at home. He's falling all the time.
Yes.
So when he falls on hard surfaces, I have a little mini heart palpitation. I'm like, ah! Won't happen with Rubberstone. If it does, it's not going to hurt them exponentially bad at all. Exactly. It's amazing stuff. Let's talk about the durability now of these products.
So both of the products are mixed with a polyurethane binder. So it allows for them to be really strong, but it also allows for those shifts and movements that are happening naturally in the earth. Yeah. And so it won't crack, it won't chip over time. It's going to stay durable no matter what's happening to that surface underneath.
Going to withstand all that crazy New Mexico weather. Yes. We got the heat, we got the wind, the rain. All of it comes often in the same day. This will hold up to that,
yes.
which is impressive stuff. We talked about the installation earlier. Let's talk a little bit about it again, how the installation process is. It's pretty seamless here.
Yeah, super simple. So we're just going to go right over that existing surface you already have. Even if it's cracked, chipping, failing, we're not going to have to demo out that entire surface. We're going to be able to just go right on top of it.
Which is super efficient, especially when it comes to getting the job done in a timely manner, too. Talk to us about that.
1 to 2 day install, just depending on the size of your project. And then it does take some time to cure. Just make sure it dries. It's about 24 to 48 hours before you're able to walk on it. So you're not away from that area for less than a week.
There's nothing worse whenever you're doing some construction at your house and then you got to get out of the house for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks can feel endless. That is not the case here with Rubberstone. 1 to 2 day installation is going to be quick, it's going to be efficient, and it's going to get the job done. And like we said, you can customize the Rubberstone options as well. Vubastone as well, is it 1 to 2 as well?
Yeah, 1 to 2. Yeah,
Just
both products.
Absolutely fantastic product they have here, guys. It's going to make a huge difference in your space. If somebody is watching now, they want to utilize Rubberstone or Vubastone, where can we go online for that?
You can either go to stresslessremodels.com or you can give us a call and you can set up a free estimate.
There we go. Stress Less Remodeling is in the name, and rightly so, because they're allowing you to stress less when it comes to projects like this. PJ, thank you so much for joining us today. Appreciate you being here. All right, guys, for more information on this entire interview, head on over to krqe.com. Click on that New Mexico Living tab. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Slim Chickens is the proud kitchen sponsor for New Mexico Living.
All right, let's take a look at what's trending today. We're going to start with some entertainment news. This is fun. A horror flick finds success for the second straight week as a domestic box office. We were very excited to go see Weapons. I didn't watch any trailer. I saw one trailer and it was like 11 seconds. It was of a kid running out of a window and down the alley. Didn't give away anything. I didn't know the storyline, didn't know the plot, didn't even know who was in the film. Had no idea. What's the guy who? Josh Brolin. Had no idea Josh Brolin was in the film. That movie was phenomenal for those who like horror movies and kind of like a thriller.
I would say it was really more of like a thriller suspense for me personally. And again, I am not a cinephile or a movie critic in any capacity. However, when I think horror, I think something more like The Conjuring or things like that. This to me had a lot of suspense. It had its jump scare moments, but it was more just like, it kept me on like the edge of my seat and like I was just waiting. It was very like
things
thriller.
that we are tired of are remakes.
Oh yeah, enough of that.
Stories that are remakes from things we've already seen, or stories that we've already seen, they just kind of change it a little bit. Super lazy, super unoriginal. Like Freakier Friday. That's a sequel though. We'll talk about that in a sec. Weapons was super original. The storytelling in the film was exceptional.
I loved how it was shot, too. I mean, it was visually very appealing.
It was exceptionally shot. The storytelling was awesome. The storyline is as eerie as it gets.
Well, there are some moments in that movie that just made my skin crawl. Like,
if you like horror, now you gotta like horror, you gotta be into that stuff. You gotta go see this movie. It's an absolute must-see. It was fantastic. Really I give it a 9.0 out of 10.
Yeah, it was really good.
That's my Richter scale is very strict.
There was one scene at the very end that I won't give away that did have me laugh out loud in the theater.
There is a moment that will make. There was a scene that will make you laugh, and you'll know it whenever it comes. I turned to.
It just felt so odd. I was like, "What?"
So we watching a comedy film, and then I went and saw.
All in all, though, very good.
Weapons,
very
fantastic,
good. Yes.
amazing, must-see film. Now, Freakier Friday. Super nostalgic.
Well, yeah.
Oh my gosh, Freaky Friday.
Loved
we
it.
grew up on
Which
Freaky
I think
Friday.
that one was a remake. So the one that you and I know with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis, I think was a remake from like an original one.
That is true.
Okay.
That is true. We like the one that we saw with Lindsay Lohan.
Well, that's the only one I knew. Kind of like the only Parent Trap I knew was the one with Lindsay Lohan in it. I didn't realize that was a remake.
So I know we're all remakes are stale. Freaking Friday!
I just feel like we've been inundated lately with so many, and I think a remake is different than a sequel.
Yeah.
You know, like I think Freaky Friday.
Sequel's different.
I think Freaky Friday, the one that we grew up with and saw, that is a remake of the original. This
Freakier Friday is the sequel.
It's just a sequel, right?
It was so great.
It's a little
if
different.
you've seen Freaky Friday, which I know a lot of you have, it has all the big hitters. They got every single one of the main characters back for this film. The storyline is really, really funny too, and the way they executed it was. Me and my wife Taylor, we were laughing. We had all this nostalgia just injected into our veins.
Well, and
it
I
was
think
amazing.
Too, every time you go to a movie, it doesn't have to be the greatest movie that you've ever seen. Sometimes you can just go to a movie for the sheer fact that you just want something easy to watch, that's going to give you nostalgia, that's going to make you laugh, that maybe you don't have to think that hard about, or like, you know, like sometimes that's just good for the soul,
and
right?
I just got one question for you.
Oh.
How the heck is Chad Michael Murray still so handsome?
I was excited to see that he was back in the film.
How is he so handsome? And what on God's green earth is he doing with his hair? It looks amazing.
He's got that shag working.
Gosh. Chad Michael Murray and Brad Pitt. Whoa. Two gentlemen that are aging fine like wine.
Very fine.
Freakier Friday was great for all those who liked Freaky Friday. It's
Go see Weapons, though, too. Also, just a quick shout out to Bob Odenkirk and his movie, Nobody's
I want to see that one, too. It looks really good.
The first one was enjoyable.
I enjoyed the first one.
Yeah.
Bob Odenkirk's a funny character.
We love him.
He's an Albuquerque guy, too.
Yes, exactly. All right, guys, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Garcia Subaru is the proud pet pick sponsor for New Mexico Living.
Time for the Garcia Subaru Pet Picks.
Yeah, let's meet our pet of the day. Everyone say hello to Precious. Now, Precious belongs to Art Airy, who says that she is the very first pet that they have had that actually acts like a human.
Yeah, Art says she burps after eating and cries when she's told no, just like me.
Well, look how cute she is. Why would you tell her no? One of Precious's favorite things is to, as you can see from this photo, smell the flowers.
I just picture him being like, no, and her going, wah. He says she burps and then cries when she's told no. Very sweet. Wake up and smell the roses like Precious, guys. If you would like for us to feature your pet too, it's simple. Head over to krqe.com, click on that New Mexico Living tab, then click on the Send Us Your Pet Pics tab. Tell us all about your really cute pet, submit a photo, and get your pet on TV.
We would love to see them.
Time to show some New Mexico United pride now.
Yes. All right. So today's fan pick is such a sweet father-daughter moment. We're going to show you right here on the screen. This picture
I love it.
Was submitted by Esther Armijo of Stephen Armijo and his daughter Margarita, who has been coming to United matches since she was just 3 months old.
Yeah, that's
a diehard fan. Yeah.
Of a lifelong fan right there.
Yep.
When Margarita is at United match, one of her favorite things to do is yell, "Go Soccer!"
Obviously.
So sweet right there. I think that's what you do whenever you go to soccer games too,
Yes,
right?
I do. She's understanding the assignment. If you would like for us to feature your New Mexico United fan pick, it is very simple. Head over to krqe.com, click on the New Mexico Living tab, then click on the Send Us Your New Mexico United fan picks tab. Tell us all about your picture, and of course, hit submit.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
All right, guys, if you missed anything or you want to see more of today's show,
It's easy. Head over to krqe.com, click on that New Mexico Living tab. That's where you can look at our catalog of pet pics, interviews, links for our guest appearances, local events, calendar, so much more. Monica and I got out with a couple of the Matucci guys, Austin Leard and John House. We golfed Twin Warriors golf course yesterday. It's the first time I'd ever golfed it.
Second time for me.
Second time for you. That course absolutely devoured me.
it's a hard one. And also, too, the fact that you never played it before. I mean, anytime you play a golf course for the very first time, I really am hard-pressed to think you're going to do well. But that is super. And you played from the teals. Why did you play from the teals?
Just the thing is, I had played so well the round before, and I tried to take that in the second round, and I just reverted back.
I won. I beat everybody. Goodbye.
She was amazing.
Goodbye.
It's true.